up, Postal Besties? It is your girl Creole Barbie alongside with Miracle. Today we are moving the mail, episode 8, baby. Now let's get right into this moving the mail.
Get on into it.
We gotta move that mail today. The question that I have right now is the difference from being grandfathered in versus coming in alone.
So, the perks about being grandfathered in, because I myself was grandfathered in.
Okay.
My husband started working there way before I came back in 2020. He was actually working for stations since 2016 up until he came back to the plant in 2020.
Oh, wow.
I pretty much knew a lot of the policies, a lot of the rules and regulations. I knew a lot of paperwork. I knew how to basically operate and what to do and what not to do, even in my 90 days.
Okay.
I feel like people that are grandfathered in, they have a little bit more knowledge and ability versus people that come in alone. Because I feel like people that come in alone, they're blindsided.
Yes.
They don't really know nothing. And then half of the time they throw you on a machine, they don't really train you right.
Right.
A lot of things that we learn, we have to learn on our own.
And it can be very overwhelming.
And challenging.
Very challenging.
Yeah.
Because you have to make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, because I see a lot of people that are grandfathered in, and they use it for evil, but not for good.
Not for good, yeah.
Meaning that they already have a person that the name they can stand on. So I see a lot of people kind of respect a little more by saying, well, you know, that's Clay and May boy down there. Hey, Clay and May son.
And you know, just to add to what you just said, another thing I don't like is that they do be using that to their ability. Like, some of them feel like because they had somebody that's been there for X amount of years, they can just come in and do whatever they want.
And they do. And they make those points time in and time out. They don't do the things that they're supposed to do.
Right.
But you would think that you would try to make a name for yourself.
Right.
And not just stand there, well, that's my mama.
And I can just come in here and do what the hell I want. And we all can.
Yeah, and they know if they make son upset, now mama's gonna come in and raise hell. What y'all doing to my child up in here?
Exactly. And you know what? I can't add to what you just asked me. I remember before I came, my husband went back May of 2020.
Okay.
I came in November of 2020. So the whole time when I was them few different gap months difference, my husband was going around telling everybody like, yeah, my wife is coming. She gonna be working up here. And I did tell him that I did kind of regret that he was telling everybody, because had they wouldn't have not known, they wouldn't have kept trying so hard to separate us. Because when I first came into the post office, he wanted me to be upstairs with him. He was like, I just don't want you in that automation. I don't trust it. Those girls are gonna be jealous of you. You ain't gonna like it and you gonna quit. He was downright, he was right with everything. Yeah. But because he was going around telling people, they already knew to look for me when I came in. So I told my husband when I got the job, I was like, I really wish you would have just waited until I got in there and then told him about us.
Right.
But he was like, no, I'm gonna shout it out to the world. You my girl.
He was just ready.
He was excited because he was like, it's nothing like working with your spouse. But I really wish he would have just held off until I got my foot in the door and got assigned to where I needed to be assigned to. Then I wouldn't have had no conflict, because a lot of those people are very jealous. So like, they made it to where when I very first started, I got put upstairs for like 5 minutes, sis, I swear to God. And then they moved me right back to automation. I'm like, no, she can't be up there. She's trying to be by her man, and just jealousy.
So they made a big fuss about it.
They made a big fuss about it.
So that's one of the challenges that you face as working as a couple.
That's right.
USPS.
That's right. Yep.
It's separation due to jealousy.
Due to jealousy.
So carriers, we did ask a few questions.
Right.
I believe it was in episode 2 where we had the carriers come to the forefront.
Right.
I'm going to call carriers out again this time.
Come on, carriers.
I really want to know something, carriers. How do you survive the burnout?
How do you?
Well, question for the carriers. I need to know exactly, and I need y'all to chime in on this with me, all right?
Come on in.
Come on now, carriers. How do you survive the burnout? Because I know how we survive our burnout.
Right.
Because we get burnt out too, and it's a lot to deal with.
Yes.
And one of the ways we survive our burnouts is by taking excessive time off.
That's right.
Because I'm burnt out now.
Or you might drive me to the point where I just work no overtime. I'll do my 8 hours for 5 days straight and go home.
Yeah.
And be satisfied because I'm like, I'm tired.
Or you limit how fast you're moving the mail.
That's right.
You're burnt out this time. Well, after all the work you've done, the machine hopping to machine hopping, you're like, you know what, the next machine I go to, I don't mind about leaving that.
I don't care about them throughputs.
Yeah.
And guess what? What y'all failed to realize is that we actually control how management get those bonuses. I'm serious, y'all. Because if you chose to just come in there, if just imagine if the whole plant sis decided that we wasn't gonna go to work on Saturday, they would die. Or how about this? Here's another good one. Just decided if we all come into work on a Friday, but we all our throughputs are under 5,000 for 8 hours straight, they would die.
They gonna pull all of us off the machine.
They don't understand that they are very dependent of us, but they don't respect us enough.
How do you feel about the USPS changing the hiring process? So, Miracle, there's something that I have to share with you.
Okay.
So the USPS has now changed the hiring process.
Correct.
So what they ended up doing was this. They're now going back to a more structured hiring process for new applicants.
So what does that mean?
They changed the virtual entry assessment. They made it a little more complicated because they wanted to see exactly who are they hiring.
Who they're bringing in. Because let me tell y'all something. They bring in Pookie off the streets. They did not care.
Well, a lot of those people, when they got hired in, remember, they were brought in during the pandemic. Some people openly admit to me, what is that? I never took a test to get hired here.
Yeah, no.
Or a drug test.
I've heard about 5 people say that, and it really offended me because I feel like we actually did have to. I didn't take a drug test. I did. I'm not gonna lie about that. Me and my husband, we didn't take a drug test.
You're right.
My husband did take a drug test when he first got hired back in 2016. He had to.
Yes.
But coming back in 2020, he did. I didn't either. But as far as the testing, yes, we had to test.
Because I remember back when I first got hired, and I was telling them this. I said I took a drug test. I had to go to one of those little clinic places.
Correct.
And then I told them that we also have to take our virtual entry assessment.
Correct.
And during that time, if we did not score 100 or close to 100, I think it was 90 to 100, they were going to make anyone who scored under 90 holiday help.
Yeah.
And so it was important. There was a lot of people with their feelings hurt.
I'm about to blow your mind, sis.
Yeah.
Guess what I found out? When I was working at AFSM, which is 3rd floor, y'all, in the plant. I had a couple of women come up to me, and they look like they've been there for 20 and 30 years. Do you know they told me that the assessment, if you want the answers, it's on YouTube?
That's true.
You know what's crazy? Out of almost the 5 years of us being here, I did not know that. And we actually took the time to actually try and pass the test. But it was a lady that's been here 30 plus years. She said, girl, I went on YouTube and stole the answers, and that's how I passed.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Now, honestly, I know influencers that actually had courses where they set up each virtual entry test. Well, what they did was they uploaded the test, the virtual entry assessment, on YouTube, and they were showing people the test and how it was taken.
What? Which is really on YouTube.
But what this person did was genius. Because the reason why I say it was genius, because for a short amount of time, I'm happy I was already working at the post office when I saw this. Yeah. You know, by this time I'm making YouTube videos, but I saw this person doing that. But what makes this person genius is that they actually have a membership now, to where if you want to see these old videos, oh baby, you got to be a member.
So they making bank.
Hey, making money.
Make your money by all means. I wish I could have thought of that, y'all.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move along this mail. Now, we are moving that mail.
That's right.
But I do feel like this. The way they actually changed the virtual entry assessment and also having applicants take drug tests what they're trying to do now is trying to hire more beneficial candidates.
Yeah, not just somebody that's gonna come in and be lazy.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe it will work.
Yeah.
Because it shows that they have some type of knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, honestly, if they really want to get to the root of it, honestly, they need to have it at a location.
That's what I think.
Don't have it online because anybody can take it, but have it at one of the postal facilities.
They can see everybody. I agree with that part, sis. You know, it was a veteran that worked up on the 3rd floor as well. I can't say her name. Thank you for the information. She kind of schooled me and my husband. She was like, the post office used to be so strict. You couldn't even take a test online. You had to go into the physical locations. You had to give them your phone, or you couldn't pull your phone out at all. You had a timer set to where you only had this amount of time to take that test in between breaks. And then she said you had to score a certain number. Basically what you just said. She said it couldn't be nothing under, I believe she said 85%.
Yeah.
She said, but they changed up a lot. She said they were even strict with dress codes. She said back then you couldn't even take your time card home. I knew nothing about that. She was like, you were forced to leave your time card there, and if you took it out of the building, you got wrote up. Oh yeah, it was deep.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's why they have the slot.
Yeah.
If you watch a lot of the veterans, they still put those time cards
in their slots. They leave those time cards at work.
Yeah, they're programmed to actually do it that way.
And I asked her, sis, I'm like, well, why were they making y'all put y'all's time cards in the slot? She said it because it was always a protection for people that tried to steal, even when they weren't at work. And you know, we see a lot of that now.
Stealing.
People steal time and they're not even in the building.
Yes.
So I kind of agree with that part.
Having someone else clock them in, they're not even there.
And they're not even there. Because it's easy for you to go pick up the card from somebody and say, clock me in, I'll be there about 45, 50 minutes.
Working.
Which you shouldn't be doing that.
On the clock.
Yep.
But at home, probably in the bed, sleeping.
Sleep, yeah.
Eating chicken, doing whatever they're not supposed to be doing.
Yep. And she said they by the end of the shift, the supervisors were so strict, they would do a count of the time cards, and anybody's time card that was missing got wrote up when they came into work the next day.
People have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell people this, but that badge will rat on you every time.
Every time.
Every time you badge in and out of those facilities.
And you're not slick.
It's telling on you.
Yep.
And they may not say anything now, but they're building a case.
They actually fixed those cameras too outside of the gates.
See what I'm saying? So when they come for you, they have facts. So just keep that in mind, you guys.
Be careful.
Now, Miracle, what are some things PSCs or career clerks do with automation that agitates you?
Begging, lazy, disappearing, asking for rides.
You said that episode.
Can I smoke your vape? Can I borrow your charger? Do you got an extra pair of drawers I can put on? You know what? This shit is getting out of control.
It is. Like, to the point to where I had to actually lie and use my partner. I remember this one particular person wanted me to give them a ride. And so my partner, I love my partner. Shout out to my partner.
Shout out to the partner.
She didn't even bust me out and say, girl, what are you talking about? She just followed suit. She know I'm dramatic.
Yeah, what sis said.
So I think this person is getting ready to stand up as I'm leaving the gate
to get out.
And I guess they were ready to walk with me to beg for a ride. And I said, girl, thank you for taking me home. You know what? Girl, I didn't know how I was going to get home today. And my partner was like, yeah, you're welcome. Right on.
Now, I like when you play along because you got my back.
Yeah.
They say La Olla. But the point that I'm trying to make is we make the same amount of money. There is no reason why you be there for X amount of years and you still begging. Sweetheart, prioritize.
And that's not proper work ethic.
It's not.
That's putting your personal problems into a work environment.
Yep.
And people have to start learning how to separate the two. Work is work, home is home. And no one is accountable or responsible for making sure you get where you gotta go.
Exactly.
One thing that agitate me, especially with PSCs.
What is it?
Shout out to my PSCs. Y'all know I love y'all. But some of y'all is out of pocket with this one.
What is it?
Leaving the machine dirty.
Yes.
Filled with mail.
But guess what my mama always told me? The way you treat your work environment is how what your home look like.
And I cannot stand that. You have to be sure to make sure that you pick up.
And I hate filth.
Yes. It makes it just so much harder to work with. Unorganized. And then now I'm trying to figure everything out. Because when I come, like my machine, I have everything in order. Everything is in place. And when I see machines just abrupt, and now I got the MDOs hollering at me. Come on now.
That's too much.
No, don't come on now. You know damn well this machine is a mess before I got open.
And I'm trying to get it together, and he's trying to rush me to get on the machine. Now you need to figure it out now.
Understanding your wine garden rights.
What is that?
So I had a situation where I was called to the MDO office because an individual wanted to take their time on a run that only had about 15,000 pieces of mail on it. It was an extremely small run. Now, typically this was not my run. I was over there helping this person for the day.
Okay.
So we get over there, this person says, yeah, you know, this goes slow. I don't want to get done early and things like that.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, hey, this is your machine. This is your run. I'll let you run how you run it.
Yeah.
Well, it backfired on me because now this person that was actually telling me to go slow because they want to drag this run out for a few hours.
They're not there no more, are they?
Well, we get into the MDO office. The MDO has both of us come in. And they asked me this question, well, how come it takes this amount of time for this run to get done?
Yeah.
So I said this, because, you know, I'm very analytic.
Yeah.
I pay attention to a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I told the MDO this, well, this run started at 9 o'clock. I said, I got here at 1:30.
Okay.
This amount of mail has been ran at 9 o'clock. The question is, why was this amount of mail ran from 9 o'clock until 1:30?
Yeah, that's a big question.
All right?
Yeah,
so why
that's a problem.
This is why this is the time is now getting done. Even though this person has told me to slow down, I'm taking their advice, but I know how to still move the mail to where I'm not completely slowing down.
Okay.
But this is where the wine garden rights come in. So our supervisor had us come off the floor to speak with this MDO. I'm inside the MDO office, and honestly, I should have walked out. And the reason why I should have walked out is because there was no union rep present.
Right.
So you cannot formally address me without having proper representation.
That's right.
Because now it's going to be my word against theirs, and their word is always going to win.
That's right.
Especially in the sense where I'm getting disciplinary, because you're reprimanding me behind something about
that had nothing to do with me, technically.
Work procedure.
That's right.
Which upsets me is because this person that told me to slow down and work slow should have spoke up. They did not.
And they did not.
So what they trying to do is when it's time to leave, Kat had to tell me in the MDO office. But then when we left, Kat didn't have to tell me no more. You wanted to speak. At this point, I'm just like, don't talk to me. I'm going to finish this run out. And then I actually saw the MDO the next day, and he said, I had no idea you were the one I was bringing in the office. He said, because I know that you work hard. And I know you're a good worker.
So, take some accountability.
At least the MDO knew by watching my work ethic that I wasn't the one that was causing this issue.
And trust and believe, y'all, they're watching, like she said. They know who are good workers and who are not.
They pay attention.
Yeah.
Now, ideally, yes, they'll pull you in for something like that because they're looking at the machine and the numbers. They don't have Creole name written over it.
Right.
So they don't know Creole's on that machine. Creole gets in the office.
Right.
So just be mindful, you guys. And if you are being reprimanded about disciplinary, be sure to even vocally tell them. I don't mind by sitting down and communicating, but I do need the union here present.
Correct.
While we're having this conversation.
Correct.
All right, you guys. Well, this is going to end episode 8 of Moving the Mail with Miracle. I hope you guys like this video. Comment in the comments below. below, you guys. If you have any questions or comments featuring episode 9 and 10, be sure to comment in the comment section below. I also need you guys' full interaction.
That's
because
right.
the more interaction we get, that'll let me know that we're ready to go live. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, we're signing out.
Bye.